Just want to put this out here since, most people remember where they were when Kennedy was shot and when the towers in New York City were hit and things like that. One of the most important things that I remember was the night that John Lennon was shot, which was 1980, December 8th today. But I was just starting to regain my strength and everything. I've been in the hospital, had a broken jaw and things like that. But that night, down around, it used to be called the Kentucky Hotel, I think. And now I think it's called the Ashland Inn. Somewhere down in Carter Avenue area near Ringo Street, maybe. I wrote some stuff down. It's hard to look on Google Map and try to figure out where I was. But we were gathered there, and I think it was Kenny Parsons, I remember him. And I know Barry Anglin, and definitely Chuck Dickinson was there. And we weren't drinking or getting high or anything, but that's when we found out for sure that he'd been shot. So, to me, that was kind of the end of the whole wannabe hippie era. It seemed like I was always a few years behind the times. We at our age, Barry and Chuck and I and everybody else, it seemed like we were just catching up. And so now, John Lennon, he comes out with some new albums. He's getting ready to come out with another album. And it's not all rebellion and all that kind of stuff. It was kind of settling me down. It was settling us down, to tell you the truth. But when I found out that he had been killed, I said, well, screw it, man. So I went in there and I said, Chuck, my hair was a little longer now than it is now, right about there. I said, Chuck, take my hair off, man. I quit. I wanted to shave my whole head. But Chuck's like, are you sure, man? And Barry's like, what? I said, yeah. So we got in the bathtub, totally sober now. Chuck finds this pair of dog clippers or something. I don't know what it was. And he, like that, and he gets most of the hair off. Then it came time to shave. And he had some old blue Bic or something, like shaver thing, safety blade. And so he's trying to shave off the rest of the hair like that. Barry's sitting over the side just doing that little chuckle he does, like, oh, I can't believe you're doing it, And Chuck's just got this big grin on his face. He loved doing this. And the hair is falling down into the bathtub. And so he gets about done, but, the blade's just totally screwed up. You can't really shave anything with this blade. So it left, like, abrasion marks, bloody abrasion marks across my scalp here, and there was, like, little hair follicles and little tufts of hair left there. Nowadays, it looked like, I've been hit with radiation. So we didn't get done that night, but we decided about 2 o'clock in the morning to go to the Waffle King, and I think there's a Shamrock liquor store there now, but it was up there by the Revco store at Pollard and 13th near Danny Hightire's house. We went there, and I had there were a few customers, but mostly the waitress just like giving me this look like, oh Lord, what happened to this poor guy, And I can't remember if Chuck told him I had radiation treatment or what, but we ate biscuits and gravy and had that stringy, mushy, wet hash browns. And that was the day John Lennon was shot. My personal belief is I think Mark David Chapman should have been put into a padded room and for the rest of his born days be played Beatles tunes over and over and over again. Later on, when Chuck cleaned up my head, we went up to Chuck's house. I can't remember if his parents were home or Jay was home, but I went out there and we cleaned it, and I was totally bald, just shiny bald. And so Chuck got this great big thick book like this, and I put like a toga on, and I sat on this tree stump in his backyard like I was some kind of, I don't know, monk or something, holding this big thick book, and Chuck took a picture of it. I don't know what really ever happened to it. People would take pictures of me and just, for some reason, after I'd see them, they just disappear. I don't know. They get rid of them. They were scared. And so, but that's what I remember about John Lennon being shot. It was just a sad time. But I was with Kenny, and I was with Chuck Dickinson, and I was with Barry Anglin and the Wampa King.